Hey guys, I'm Pistol Pete, Team Hucking Aces. This is in the bag. First of all, the bag itself is the disc carrier by Innova. It's got the caddy pack with the stool built in. Love this bag, can't get enough of it. Holds about 25 discs or so, depending on what I've got in the side pockets. And just super solid bag. If you're looking to get one, can't recommend it enough. But let's get into discs. First is going to be putters. My two go-to putters, really, I've got the Team Hucking Aces Wizards. This one's a Puffy Wizard, the yellow one. This one is just a standard Wizard. Both of them are in the Sure Grip Classic, nice and chalky still, and I love them. These things seek out chains like you wouldn't believe, and this one's a little bit more beat in than this one. That's why I try to cycle them so that I can get different shots out of each one. My real workhorse putter though, the one that I go to anytime there's a strong wind, if I need a little bit more distance, anytime I'm in doubt, I go for my Hydra. This one, I can't say enough about it. I can flex it, I can throw it on big hyzer line, big anhyzer line. I can do anything I need to do with this. I drive with this putter a lot if it's a shorter hole. It floats, which usually I don't need, but every once in a while it makes retrieval easier, and this is probably my favorite putter ever. Next we've got our mids. First is the Ibex by Vibram. This one, it doesn't have any glide like a lot of the Vibram discs, but there's definitely some times where I need to have one that's just going to go super straight and is going to stick as soon as it hits the ground. That's when I reach for this bad boy. Next I've got MVP Tensor. This one, another super straight mid. It's got a little bit of fade at the end, but I love this disc a lot. This is usually if I'm going to be teeing off with a mid, this is the one I go to. Incredible control and accuracy, really great distance, and I can't say enough good stuff about this. Got to get a few more before they start changing everything up. Next I've got my Sharks. I'm not a rock thrower. I like the Sharks. Just personal preference. I've got two. First, my newer one is this Champ Metal Flake Shark. Got it about a month ago, so it's starting to get beat in, but it's not quite there yet. I use this one a lot of times if I'm trying to do a good approach shot, but if I need to really finesse it, I go for my slightly more beat in Champ Shark 3. This thing, just anything I want to do with it, this disc is there. Super dependable, and I can't get enough of it. Probably my favorite mid ever made. Next we got drivers. My three favorite drivers, I've got a couple of each. First is my go-to driver, and this is Blizzard 8. I've got three of these. They're all different cycles of beat in. I've got my brand new yellow Champ 8 or Blizzard 8. Then I've got this tan one here, and I've got this pink one. Pink one is actually, it's beat in really, it's super beat in. So I actually use this one now mostly for forehand shots. This one actually goes super straight. It doesn't have the hook that the other apes have. So I use this if I need a really long distance forehand shot that I need to go straight as an arrow. Super happy with this disc. And the other ones I use for nice sweeping attacks at the basket. If I know that I'm going to be putting it on a lot of hyzer, or if I need something that's going to hook up super beefy at the end. Next I've got my destroyers. I use three of these as well. Again, all three are different levels of beat in. First one that I'm using a lot right now is this Star Destroyer. Almost brand new. This is probably the farthest flying disc in my bag right now, and super dependable. It's starting to get beat in, so I'm really liking that, but it just super dependable disc. Can't get enough of it.
Ooh! Nice.
Next, I've got my most beat in. This is a Champion plastic destroyer. This is actually one of the first discs I got an ace with. Super straight out of the hand with a nice hard turn at the end, and I can't get enough of it. And that's same as this one, which is my EcoStar destroyer. Right now, this one is kind of the middle of the pack. If I need something that's going to go a little bit more turn into it, I go for this. If I need something that's going to go straighter at the end and hook up more violently at the end, I go for that. And anything in between, I go for EcoStar Destroyer. Love these discs. Next, I've got a Champion Firebird. This one I use mostly as a utility disc. I like to use it a lot if there's a super strong headwind. This thing will just cut through it like it's nothing. I like to use this one a lot for forehand shots, or for if I need to get around an obstacle and bring it down nice and steep. Love this disc. Next, I've got a Star T-Bird. I'm pretty unusual in that I only carry one T-Bird. Most of the guys I know keep a bunch, but this is my go-to disc if I need like a nice flex shot out of the tee. Not as far flying as some of my other discs, but this one probably offers me the most control out of the hand, and there's always going to be a place in my bag for it. Next, I've got my Star Turn. If my destroyer is not the farthest flying, this one definitely is. These two are, well, this one right here is a Champion Metal Flake Turn. Just amazing distance out of it, tons of glide. My favorite understable disc ever made, and a lot of times this is the only disc I reach for because there's, as long as I've got a nice tailwind, or if there's not much wind and I need a lot of distance, this is usually the one I go for. Next, I got my G-Star Leopard here. Starting to get back into throwing leopards. You've seen the review on this one, I'm sure. I love the things that this disc can do that no other disc can do, and I love the G-Star Classic, so I always keep this on, and I throw it a couple times around at least. Next, I've got the Prodigy D1. This one is a huge meat hook, seriously overstable. This one I really only use as more of a utility disc, but there's always times where I'm in trouble and I need something that this disc can do, and I go for it. I use this a lot of times for forehand shots as well, but this is usually used for getting around obstacles. Next, I've got a Blizzard Crate. Love this disc a lot as well. This one I can get a lot of really good flex shots with, super flat, and it'll cut through the wind a lot better than most of my other Blizzard stuff. So I like to use this, again, as a utility disc, but I use this one at least a couple times around. Can get some serious distance with this one as well, so I like this one a lot. I've got a Star Wraith. This one I'm not using a whole lot, but every once in a while I need a Wraith, and I like to have it. It's nice and beat in, a lot of good control with it, a lot of fade from it, so I'm liking it a lot. I'm finding that this one actually works really well certain winds, so I like to keep this one nearby. I've got a DX Banshee as well. This is another one if I need a little bit more distance than the Firebird can get me, but I still need something super overstable. This is my go-to disc. It's really beat in, but I can do some really great fade or flex shots with it off the tee for super distance, and I use this one a lot for long sweeping hyzers.
Ooh.
Next, I've got a Gummy Archangel. I love the flexibility of it. I don't throw this disc a lot anymore and start to use some of the other ones, but every once in a while, I know that there's a time to use it, and I love to just watch this thing fly. Finally, I've got two champion grooves. This one I got not too long ago, still pretty new. I don't use this one a whole lot. It's really good for flex shots, I'm finding. The grooves are still kind of weird, but I'll use this one once in a while. But my go-to groove is probably the weirdest disc I own. It's a Blizzard groove. It's an X-Out, and I call this one Blizz Groove, and it's probably the ugliest disc ever made. It's super domey, and this thing just really special disc. I don't know how the hell it flies, but it does, and it cuts really hard. And this is actually a great disc if I need to power through some brush or something like that. This disc just, it doesn't stop. So I like having this disc a lot. That's it. Thanks for watching my In the Bag, and can't wait to see some of yours.